resides in Stillwater, Oklahoma, graduated from Oklahoma State in 2000, just recently broke on to the international scene. His opponent, Ruslan Bodisteanu of Moldova. First round action here in the 66-kilogram weight division. Bodisteanu was 6th in 2 European championships. Jamill Kelly, a member of the 2003 world team, silver medalist in the Pan American Games. Really not extensive credentials for this young man, but he's got a lot of aggressiveness.
Well, typically a U.S. Olympian has won a high school championship, an NCAA championship. Kelly, never a high school champion, never an All-American in college. He won his first U.S. Nationals this year, made the 2003 World Championship team, finished 28th. But here he is in his Olympic debut, and Lady Luck and Fate are in his corner. He is in a 3-man pool. It's the 7th pool of this weight division. If he wins the pool, he's automatically in the semifinals, and with that advance, he automatically wrestles for a medal.
And this is 66 kilograms, 145.5 pounds. Kelly in the red singlet. Bodisteanu in the blue singlet. Kelly in on a single leg, but a nice counter action here by the wrestler from Moldova.
Bodisteanu with that right arm hooking Kelly's left arm. That's called a whizzer. He'll pull Kelly forward. This is a typical counter for a single leg attack. And Kelly's really not moving here. Might be waiting for a referee. Up, stalemate, and they'll return to the standing position.
And they do return up. 3 officials on every match. 2 of the 3 must agree for any points to go on the scoreboard. The referees have the ability to go to videotape to view to determine the accuracy of the points. We've seen it happen a number of times. Right now we are in freestyle. The Greco-Roman and the women's freestyle already completed here in the wrestling venue. And there we have a break in the action. This will be a passivity call. The referees have determined that one of the wrestlers is less aggressive. That is Bodisteanu of Moldova. And Kelly will get an opportunity to work here in this parterre position to see if he can score some points. We're still 0-0 here, halfway through the first period.
Kelly has had now a few years to work on his freestyle technique. Typically Americans a little behind in the parterre or on the mat wrestling. Let's see, he had a gut wrench attempt going. Now he's locking over the head. Now he's changing locks. This might get blown up to the standing positions fairly quickly.
Well, the expectation for the U.S. team has been pretty aggressive. They actually talked one time about having 7 gold medals. I don't think that's realistic, but for a young man like this who's not been terribly successful at the world level, there's got to be a lot of pressure on him.
Well, this is his Olympic debut, and certainly there's always expectation on the freestyle program in the United States because so many athletes in the United States, wrestlers, participate in college, and that is very, very similar to the freestyle, the international style.
Well, right now, both of the wrestlers kind of getting a sense of what the other wrestler's ability is. We haven't really seen any aggressive action by either one of them. One of these wrestlers must score at least 3 points by the end of 6 minutes. That's 2 full periods of wrestling here in freestyle wrestling in order to end. Otherwise, we'll go to a 3-minute overtime. It's happened a lot in competition, and I'm sure we'll see it throughout the games. A lot on the line for these wrestlers. They have to get out of this pool to advance for championship rounds. And as you said, Jeff, Jamill has that good draw, so it could be good for him if he can win a couple matches here and advance. Time running down. That's it. First 3 period. No score. We'll come back for a clinch. We are set for the second period here in pool elimination. 66 kilograms. That's 145.5 pounds. Jamill Kelly in the red singlet here is ahead. Or has no score. There is no score in this match. I'm ahead of myself. 0-0. We'll have to go to a clinch after a scoreless first period. The athletes start the second period in a locked position. One of the wrestlers has to score within 1 minute. Over under lock. The first to lock will be Jamill.
And the referee, this is a lot like arm wrestling in that the athletes jockey for the most advantageous position possible before the whistle. Kelly takes the lock. He gets to choose the side of the lock, and they're looking at Bodisteanu here, he's leaning over a little bit too hard. Referee warning him. Kelly trying to get into the lock, and this has been very typical here at the Olympic Games.
Everybody wants to get the best position. They must get started. Both arms must be locked around the body. The referee is supposed to force the action. Eventually, the officials can caution. You can lose a point. Your opponent can get one. Right now, they're not happy. Matt Chairman at the side, you cannot see him, is a little concerned right now that this action is not being taken care of. And right now, there's a call.
Now, Bodisteanu would not get into the clinch, and they go ahead and they caution him, and that is going to be a 2-point penalty. Kelly can put him down on the mat, and he does.
Well, it almost makes such a total difference in this match where you really didn't have any wrestling action decide anything, Jeff.
Now, Bodisteanu would not get into that clinch. He refused to make the lock. The referee gave them many opportunities to do so, thus the caution.
And they haven't put any points on the scoreboard as of yet. There they come. Jamill Kelly of the United States will jump to a 2-0 lead because of that unwillingness for Bodisteanu of Moldova to get into the starting position. So a break for the American. 2 minutes and 15 seconds here remaining in the second and final period in the 66-kilogram weight division.
I don't know if that's so much a break as really Bodisteanu making a huge mental error. Why give your opponent 2 points? He would not take that grip, would not take that lock, and he pays the price. Now Kelly, all Kelly has to do now is score a point, and this match can end in regulation. And one thing after talking to Jamill Kelly, he feels his big strength is he's tough to score on the feet. And after talking to the coaches, they said they really want him to be patient in the style. Don't be too overly aggressive.
And one of these wrestlers must have at least 3 points by the end of this match. When we get to the 6-minute mark, or we would go into an overtime. Right now, Kelly had 2-0. Shot there by Bodisteanu, but no success with it. They're back on their feet. Minute and a half remaining in this second period. Jamill Kelly on this U.S. Olympic team with 2 of his Oklahoma State teammates who are also Olympians for the United States. A boost for him in the Olympic Games. A minute and 12 seconds remaining.
Real slow pace here in this match. Neither wrestler being overly aggressive at all, and now a passivity call. Kelly backing up, not being aggressive, and Bodisteanu will put him down on the mat and have an opportunity to turn Kelly. And this is a big sequence for Kelly for defense. Bodisteanu needs to get some points on the board.
Tied in that lock around the waist.
Gut wrench attempt right. Now Kelly has got tremendous balance. A little bit funky with his hips. He could step over Bodisteanu, and Bodisteanu breaks the lock. Now looking to hook the ankle, try to collapse Kelly's left hip, and Kelly does a good job of counter.
Under 1 minute remaining. The clock continues to run. Now they stop it. Jamill Kelly had 2-0. He cannot win without scoring at least 3 points when we get to the 6-minute mark. So this match continues here. Pool elimination. Must advance out of your pool to continue wrestling. Totally blind draw. Sets up who will wrestle in all of these weight classes. The 2 best guys in the world could wrestle in the first round of the Olympics.
Well, Kelly has been patient. Let's see now if he comes out of that patient mode and tries to get one good aggressive shot and score before the end of the period. Time to do it's now. You don't want to try to rush it at the end of the period. And I think at this point now you're going to see these athletes go to overtime.
Well, 10 seconds remaining in regulation time, and nobody on the aggressive mode right now, so time is going to end here. And that will be it. End of the regulation time, and we will go into an overtime. Kelly has a 2-0 lead, but it's not decided yet. They're going to flip that disc, and we will once again go back to the clinch, Jeff.
Kelly scored 2 points because of a caution against Bodisteanu in the first time they entered the clinch position. Bodisteanu would not lock. Kelly feels he's very strong in the lock. In fact, he feels that's something that he can score from. He's confident there.
Well, we have to go into this clinch. It has been set up to help decide things in wrestling matches. Not going to leave it up to the actions of the wrestlers. They're going to force this position in this double overhook lock. Somebody has to score at the end of 1 minute. Jamill Kelly can end it.
Bodisteanu will not bring his right arm up at all onto Kelly's back.
Well, he already lost 2 points not willing to do this. This could cost him the entire match here in this first round at 66 kilograms.
They're in now. They're started. And Kelly with a quick slide by. It was that fast.
And that will end it here. 145.5 pounds. This is the first match in this weight class in this round. 66 kilograms for Jamill Kelly. So he starts out his Olympic debut with a victory. Beats Bodisteanu of Moldavia. 3-0 victory for Jamill Kelly in this match. Let's take a look at that move.
Gets into the clinch, wastes no time, follows his underhook, that left arm under his opponent's right, scores.
Jamill Kelly wins here at 145.5 pounds. This is first round.